I hate cliffhangers, especially as a fan. Whenever I get invested in a TV show or movie or book or video game, I need to know what happens next. I need to know what happens next. I hate waiting for the sequel or for the next installment or for the next season or even for the next episode, even though there's like a week between episodes. I hate waiting. I need to see what happens next whenever there's a cliffhanger. Even when there's not a cliffhanger, when I'm invested, I need to know the whole story. That's why I love binge watching TV shows so much, because I can just watch from the beginning to the end, see what happens in this story. But I hate cliffhangers not just from a fan standpoint, but also from a story standpoint. Cliffhangers often leave stories unfinished. Just to use the metaphor, a man's hanging off of the cliff, and you don't know if he's going to fall or if he's going to survive and climb his way up, or someone's going to help him. You don't know what's going to happen literally in the next moment. You don't know the ending of the story. Is he going to survive this cliff or not? Different books, movies, video games, TV shows, especially TV shows, use cliffhangers, and I feel like the only reason they do is so that they can grip the audience in to make sure they come back for the next installment. They want to make sure that if you're into the show, if you enjoy the show, or even if you don't enjoy the show but you're slightly curious about what's going to happen in this story, is he going to survive the cliff or not, they leave a cliffhanger open to make sure that, to do their best to make sure that you come back for the rest of the story. They're therefore leaving the story unfinished. They're leaving the story, if he survives the cliff, unfinished. Look at the first season of Sherlock. The story begins and ends with this mysterious figure Moriarty, and it ends in the final episode of the first season. John's strapped to a bomb, Sherlock's about to shoot Moriarty, a sniper's about to shoot Sherlock, and then it ends. You don't know what's going to happen in the next instant. You don't know, is Sherlock going to shoot Moriarty? Is John going to get blown up in a bomb? What is going to happen? You don't know. And especially with a show like Sherlock, which has multiple years in between seasons, that can drive me crazy. It's also a very risky move to leave something like that unfinished, to leave that story unfinished, because the nature of TV shows and video games and movies and books and all these other storytelling mediums is they're ultimately products of a company, and if the product doesn't work, for whatever reason, for that company, they can cancel that product, and then you will never find out if he survives the cliff or not. There are definitely other ways and other, I guess, variations of how to use a cliffhanger. Look at the Harry Potter series, both books and movies. Harry Potter, there were 7 books, and they all told a complete story. From beginning to end, but you always knew there was going to be another one, but it still told you a whole story. In Sorcerer's Stone, it told you the entire story of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. It didn't end with you wondering, is Harry going to protect the Sorcerer's Stone or not? No, it told you that complete story, and then it gave you a little bit of a tease and a little bit of a speculation of what to expect in the next book and the next story. The story of him protecting the Sorcerer's Stone didn't end at the end of Sorcerer's Stone and then re-begin in Chamber of Secrets, and then Chamber of Secrets end with, oh no, are they going to escape the Chamber of Secrets or not? No. You saw the complete story, and then it ends with speculation of what you might be able to expect in the next story. Leaving a story in an actual cliffhanger is basically leaving it unfinished, and to me, that is a very weak way to do it. Whenever a show or movie or whatever leaves it in a cliffhanger where you don't know what's going to happen in the next moment, that's meant to build suspense. That's meant to bring the audience back for the next installment. And to me, it kind of shows that you're not confident enough in the story that you're telling, in the quality of the story that you're telling, that you feel you need to hook them in with this cliffhanger. That you feel that even if they don't like the story, they'll still come back because they want to know what happens in the next moment. And to me, this is just lazy writing, and it shows that you're not confident in the story that you're telling. A lot of TV shows do this, and it drives me crazy, especially a lot of American TV shows where, for whatever reason, they have this scheduling that they do the season premiere and then the mid-season finale, and then the mid-season premiere and then the season finale. Which allows them to not finish the story on multiple occasions. I'm a little more understanding of it if there's a cliffhanger in between episodes, because then it's more than likely that the episode is going to continue into the next one. It's more often likely that the mid-season finale is going to continue into the next mid-season premiere. But there's still always this chance that it may not. Something may happen with the show, something may happen with the company making the show, that the show just gets canceled and then you never find out, does he survive hanging off this cliff? Again, look at Sherlock Season 1 with how it ended and then how Season 2 began. Season 2 began literally in the next moment after Season 1 ends. You find out Moriarty survives, Sherlock survives, John survives, everyone survives, and then they had to waste time in the story to jump ahead a couple months to show what's going on and then bringing in Irene Adler. If they had just finished the story in Season 1, they could have saved so much time and just continued this and just started with Season 2. I feel like there's a weak way and a strong way. I don't say good, I don't say bad, I don't say right or wrong. Like I always say, I say weak and strong. I think there's a weak way to end things with cliffhangers, and there's a strong way. A weak way is leaving it open to, oh no, I don't know if he's going to survive hanging off this cliff or not. What's going to happen in the next moment? That's a weak way to do it. And that is the only reason to do that is to make sure you bring audiences back. A strong way to do that is, oh no, is he going to survive hanging off this cliff? He is. Someone's there to help pull him up. Oh no, it's his dead father. And that leaves it open for the next part of the story. It gives you speculation of what's going to happen, what the next story is going to involve and go over. It's going to be the mystery of how is his father saving him when he was supposed to have died in that car crash 30 years ago. Oh no. There's a weak way and a strong way to do it, and I really feel that it's very weak, lazy, and shows no confidence in the quality of story that you're telling if you're leaving these stories unfinished. You can definitely leave it open to the next story. You can introduce a new element, the dead father, who's supposed to be dead 30 years ago in a car crash. And then that kind of gives audiences a tease and able to speculate of what's going to be involved in the next season. It'll be the dead father. But finish the story. Finish telling the story. Otherwise, I see that as really weak and really lazy, and it's very risky because ultimately the story may be dropped or canceled or scrapped, and you never find out what happens. What do you think about cliffhangers? Let me know in the comments and follow me on all the internets. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Please go to Patreon and support my creating of future content, and definitely subscribe to the channel so you can geek out some more. Thanks for watching and have fun. So Captain America, Thor, Hulk.